truth. What is truth? Is it the self? Is it told by the stars? Is it whispered in the wind-born words of a god? Or is it something else? Something primordial? The foundation of a dream? That which lies beyond the firmament? Is it something anyone can be trusted with? If you knew the truth of this world, traveler, what would you do? Let me tell you a story, then, of one who learned the very truth of which I speak. It is the story of a man who gazed into that abyss which only few have seen. It is the story of that abyss which gazed back and shattered a secret dream. Call me Kairos, and this is the story of the Vinster king. Imagine a coin. Now envision that coin as the circumference of a sphere. Each half of the sphere is a firmament, and each face of that coin is a plane. One plane is Tevat, the other is Conria, and you are outside of it all. You can flip the coin. You can bet on its outcome. You are the heavenly principles. From either face of the coin, the firmament is a facade. You know this, but many do not. One of the first to discover this truth was a Conrian king of old. He ruled over that glorious cardinal dynasty, and upon his throne overlooking his nation of progress, he was filled with a sense of pride. Discoveries were being made across his plentiful lands which rivaled the strength of that detestable force from the heavens. He knew that his people would not be puppets to such authoritarian principles. They could pioneer their own path. He had full faith in them for that. Yet, still this king wanted more. A thought compelled him. It started as an inkling and passed as a fleeting shadow. But then it came again, and again, and it grew. Its grasp began to consume him, commandeer him. This king knew that the only way to free his country from the divine was to understand the divine. And there lies the rub, for the king knew that the power he coveted lay beyond. It was not something innate, something sown into the very soil which they all stood upon. No, it was something imparted upon them, something outside of their control. So the king brought himself to the edge of the world and stared off its finality into the abyss below. Like Narcissus to reflective waters, he gazed and gazed, yet no likeness returned his advances. Only when his eyes had strained and his mind was swallowed by the darkness around which he surrounded himself, did a veil finally open. When it had, the eye of the abyss met his gaze, and that baleful crimson moon imparted upon the king all the wisdom of the world. He returned to his throne a new man, for no longer would he ever be burdened by curiosity and doubt. He knew everything. Now that eye would guide him and his people to a realm beneath a new sky. It became tradition for peoples of his kingdom to journey as he once did, to pass through the darkness, carried by the promise of voices hailing a window of light. This was assimilation, a blessing of understanding. Yet many feared this power. They cowered beneath the eye's unblinking stare, and soon dissension arose whereby a new dynasty emerged, one which eclipsed the sanguine light of that abyssal moon. Despite this errant crusade, that king's vision never faltered. His heart still remains, pushing, beating, reaching for his dream, that dream which shall rock the foundation of the world. As for his fate, perhaps you shall be the one to decide it. As always, thank you so much for listening, and you can call me Kairos.